Queen 경기장 도시형.
Okay, guys, here we are on Antigua Shipyard, and in the blue, well, it's more kind of a teal. In the teal on the right side of the map from the team OGS, he was also previously Next Ice Cream, I guess. He is oGs.Illusion. And on the lower left part of the map in the green from the team Evil Geniuses, otherwise known as Kale, and the Kraken, it is EG.IdrA.
Yes, the Kraken indeed. So we'll see what he's got coming out now for us as Illusion played a fun brand of TVT in game number 1. And as we kind of mentioned, it seemed very TVZ-esque, open with Reactor Hellion Expand, went into a lot of Marines after that, and was able to play a very mobile style. So I'm curious what we'll get here against his Zerg opponent. Maybe he'll play a TVT style against his Zerg opponent. That's the way these things work, right?
Maybe. I mean, he did play a TVT style, but
yes.
Just it's kind of funny the similarities that it had to Terran versus Zerg in some regards. But I'm curious to see what IdrA's going to do. Obviously, he's going to hatch first. He's IdrA. But after that, we'll have to kind of wait and see. We'll see how these months of Korean training have paid off for him. He's been there about maybe 2 months now.
I think
about
like
2 months.
That,
I think he went there in late November, was it?
I think that's about right. Yeah,
I think that's about
because it was
after
after the kind of the tournaments had ran down after IPL and Providence.
It
and
was
stuff like
December.
That.
He got there like the week after I left.
Oh,
so it was like really early December. That's
so more like a month and a half, something like that. So well, let's see here.
Yeah, there's a hatch first for IdrA, and it's probably going to be Reactor Hellions from Illusion. It's pretty safe to assume that
I would imagine
that's what you would do on a map like this.
Yeah,
most players would.
He's just started mining that gas now, but of course, once he expends the resources on his orbital command, he'll have that 100 gas nicely timed out in just a bit to start into that Reactor Hellion build. And IdrA going gas slightly before pool now, but we'll see what both players have to offer. We are cross positions, and this can get pretty fun. TVZ cross positions, to be perfectly honest, because you usually have tug of wars over the middle of the map with brood lords or siege tanks, things along those lines. Oh wow, IdrA is able to make it into his opponent's base. Now he's not going to see anything that he wouldn't expect. It's probably going to be Reactor Hellions, but
he's going to
still
delay
surprising.
He's going to delay the factory if he doesn't put it down. Yeah, he does decide to do it, and so that's okay. So that's kind of the decision you would see most Terrans make, but it does tell IdrA pretty much exactly what's going to go on. He doesn't know 100% for sure, but when you see the factory go down near the barracks, it generally pretty assume that it's going to be a Reactor Hellion.
Yeah, definitely.
Some Terrans would choose to not drop the factory until the drone was dead, but of course then you have a little bit of a delay there as well. So Illusion kind of feeling like, hey, I don't have a reason to hide what I'm doing.
Yeah.
It's just up to you to be able to stop me.
It is pretty standard fare right now. I mean, that's and it's going to be there for a while, ladies and gentlemen. So
yeah.
Overlord sitting just underneath Illusion space. It'll be in a good position to catch anything that's either flying out that way or just to sack itself and get a read on what Illusion is up to.
I feel like my voice is a little bit scratchy today. It's, I think I might be coming down with something.
Please don't spread it to me. Like, I don't really care for your health. It's just whether you get me sick or not. So,
well,
I'm such a good friend.
That's right. That's never
actually get feeling better, sir.
I feel great. StarCraft 2 just warms
the cockles of your casting heart.
That's right.
All right, supply depot up at the front now, and start building across that nice supply depot bunker wall to close that off and prevent Ling run-bys later in the game. We do already have a starport coming up, though, for him.
Yep. Some players like to drop the Hellions. Some players like to drop Marines, and pressure from Hellions on the low ground can be pretty effective. We saw kind of an interesting one-basing version of that from the Slayers Terrans for a while, where they would actually go for Blue Flame. That fell out of style surprisingly quickly, actually. You know, that I could talk for a while about that, but I won't. But that was something that you could see back around the MLG Columbus era of StarCraft 2, basically. It was still going on to a certain extent around IPL 3 as well, but it's still falling out of style there. Wow.
And at Columbus, you'll remember, really nice defense there from IdrA. I just want to point out, very great positioning with the Queens, taking out the Hellions, neutralizing them. But yeah, Boxer actually eliminated IdrA with that build you're talking about.
That's true. That's very true. Oh, a Banshee from Illusion. I like it. I like this a lot. We've been seeing Terrans do this more and more. start off with a couple Hellions, pressure a little bit, and then lead in with Banshee.
Yeah.
We've even seen some Terran players like MMA going for Cloak with this as well.
Sure.
Which obviously uses a lot of gas, so a lot of Terrans prefer to skip it. But, you know, you can do some damage, and there's actually Cloak. Okay, so he is going full on with a Cloak Banshee after Reactored Hellions, and I think this is really cool. And it does keep you safe from roaches.
Yes, yes, it does.
To a certain extent.
Well, I mean, of course, if you have 50 roaches out in one Banshee, you won't DPS it down quick enough.
Right.
But we do have a second evolution chamber on the way for IDrA. He's protected up at the front against ground units, so he has the evolution chambers in place to go for detection when he wants to, but he's not, of course, going over to layer tech quite yet, so we won't see overseers in the near future.
Yep.
Oh, nice job. Surrounds a couple of Hellions in the middle of the map and is able to pick off 2 of them. The third almost down as well.
Yeah, Illusion could certainly be controlling this a little bit better. He's kind of lost a few too many Hellions here. And that's something that you really, really want to try to avoid in TVZ. If you lose a lot of those early Hellions, you're giving up a ton of map control. Because really, Terran should have map control at this point in the game, unless there are some roaches out. Sometimes you can do that, but even that you can go around them. Really, Terran should have most of the map control until the Mutalisks come out.
And let's see, as Cloak's just about to finish up, and Illusion is continuing to produce a number of Hellions with this as well, so it's going to move in just a second. Now, Lair Tech is only about 35 seconds away from finishing, so by the time those Banshees float their way over there, it's going to be pretty close to the time we can see some Overseers morph in, but there's still a good possibility that IDrA could lose some units. 1, 2, and 3, one up the front as well.
Okay, and he did wait until he had 2 Banshees as well, so this is a smart move by him. Oh, and there's the Cloak. No detection at all for IDrA right now. He's making a Spore, but it is not going to be up for a little while yet.
And he does have that Overseer morphing in now, but of course it's still 10 seconds away. He's got a lot of Spore Crawlers down. He really does not want to die to this, but it looks like he may lose 2 out of his 3 Queens, maybe even the third one as well.
I think he's going to lose all his Queens here. That is going to be a bit of a problem because it's much easier to avoid the Spore Crawlers than the Queens. Oh, wow. IDrA taking a ton of damage from this right now.
Yeah, and here come the Zerglings up through the front. We'll see if he wants to attack into this, and it looks like he does. He's going to try and do as much damage as he can. Gets a good surround on all of the units and does clean up the front line of forces there for Illusion. The Cloak Banshee's now going to work on the third hatchery. They still have a ton of kills between them, 18 as a matter of fact, but IDRA's starting to win back a few SCV kills of his own.
Yeah, he's doing a little bit of damage here, but not nearly enough to offset the damage from the Banshees. Illusion still down at the bottom of the map, pounding away, going after those Spine Crawlers as well, and that's going to allow more Hellions to get into the base too.
Right. So we have more Queens coming up now for IDrA. He's sitting on 48 workers against his opponent's 37. The Spore Crawler does get rooted, of course, with that 6-second root time, does get down pretty quickly. 4 more Hellions making their way out. So let's see here now. What is IDrA going to produce after this? He already has an infestation pit with pathogen glands on the way, but he has to contend against 3 Banshees, and they have so many kills between them.
Yeah, he's got his Spore Crawlers up now, though, so that should make it a little bit easier here. But, man, 3 Banshees kill Queens so fast.
Yes, they do.
This could be a bit of a problem for IDrA, actually.
Yeah, second Queen there to provide transfusions would have been nice, but I don't think he had enough energy on that to begin with. And, wow, still, there's a perfect range right outside here where the Banshees can just go to town on the drones.
Yep. And the nice thing that Illusion can do here is just fly the Banshees over here. He can land a Mule if he wants to and repair those right up. Some players even decide to bring some SCVs along and hide them kind of near the opponent's base so they can repair the SCVs on the fly. Looks like he is just going to go home with that. Repair those up. No reason to leave those. Actually not going home quite yet.
Ton of Infestors on the way now for IDrA, though. He has 1 up, 5 more on the way. Nice shot picking off some creep tumors here. What's going on back at Illusion's base? He does have a 3rd orbital command up, but of course has not felt secure enough quite yet to go ahead and move in. Nice fungal growth, though. Catches a lot of units, but the infestation pit may very well go down. Very low in health right now. IDrA, is he going to transfuse? No. Looks like the infestation pit is going to fall.
Yep, and the Infestors, some of those out of energy as well. He does manage to get 1, but he's going to need to run away with that.
Yeah.
Wow, he scans just for one Infestor. That's...
And get it. Oh!
That.
Fires its last shot down. 76 applied to 90 now in favor of Illusion at the moment.
So IDrA having to rebuild his infestation pit, that's going to kind of set him back a little bit. He's making his macro hatch right now. He'd really prefer to be taking a 3rd because you know what? His opponent is So IdrA pretty far behind right now.
And we'll see if he can make that up now. He does have a few minerals banked, and we'll see what they all go to. Of course, it is an infestation pit right now to replenish what he had lost. He still has 4 infestors in play, and they are accumulating energy pretty quickly now. But yeah, I mean, you said it. Illusion is already on a third base, and that's going to be saturated here very quickly.
Yeah, I really, really love the Cloak Banshee after Reactored Hellion that players have been doing now. I mean, you can just see that if your opponent is caught the least bit off guard by it, you can do a ton of damage. Pretty cool stuff.
Drop is making its way in, but it's picked up by IdrA. A good Overlord coverage as well. Viking would make that a lot harder to pull off, but for now, IdrA is able to retain complete control of the map, and well, I guess the ancillary parts of the map to see where drops are coming and such.
Yeah, wow, IdrA going for Hive on basically 2 base right now. That's a bit bold. Wonder what he's planning on doing with that. I suppose he could go, well, he's not making a Spire, so I've got a feeling this is going to be Ultras and more Ling upgrades.
Sure.
But I suppose he could go for something like really fast Broodlords. But I don't know. I mean, anything he's going to get off Hive right now, looks like he will do some damage to these Marines here. But
yeah.
Anything he really gets off Hive now is going to be really hard to sustain in the long term. But he could get lucky and kind of catch Illusion off guard with it.
Yeah, I agree. And, you know, he was a little bit far behind in economy as well, so he needs to do something to try and work his way back into this, and that drop healing itself up now on the left-hand side. I love what Illusion is doing with this next supply depot wall, so even if these destructible debris go down, a Ling run-by is not going to kill him. Yeah,
well, the really surprising thing is that you don't see more Terrans doing that. It seems like a fairly basic thing to do, but it's just one of those things that get overlooked a lot.
And IdrA's going to need to run back with some Lings. Looks like he is, and this drop not going to do too much. We'll clean up an Overlord, but it's going to be picked up pretty quickly.
Yep. I wouldn't say clean up. I think it just made a mess, actually.
Yeah, that is true.
Yeah. Oh, Ghost Academy already on the way for Illusion, so he's going to be well prepared for the late game. IdrA is indeed going for an Ultralisk Cavern, too. That, of course, is the more logical choice, you know, because of the situation he's in with no Spire and everything like that.
Sure.
But it's going to be really, really tough to break Illusion with Ling Infestor Ultra. I mean,
sure.
I think IdrA's best bet right now is to try to take more bases while being mobile around the map and trying to just get some good flanks on the army of Illusion as he finally comes across to try to kill him.
Well, he does have 3-3 on the way. Of course, Hive is done, so we can go to Adrenal Glands pretty quickly as well. Illusion looks like he's going to go into double drop mode. He still has the one off to the left. And he actually whisked away the medevac there, so who knows. Ooh, nice good fungal. Very, very good fungal. The second one goes down, and that's a lot of dead Marines.
Yeah, no kidding. That's the exact... I mean, that's what IdrA needs to really do a lot to kind of get back in this game. It's going to be kind of a problem for him with his opponent getting that base up in the middle. It's going to be very worrisome, and that's a lot of infestors out on the map, too. You got to be careful with those.
Oh, nice job. Cleans up the drop on the right-hand side as well, or at least picks up on it very, very quickly. And Overlord throwing down creep on top of the Hellions, which is kind of funny. But yeah, I mean,
creep of trouble.
Yeah, he does have to watch over the middle of the map, though, because eventually I would imagine he's going to want to take his gold. Or is that a gold? No, it's a GSL version of the map, so there is no gold base in the middle.
Yep, that's right.
All right.
I like this version of the map.
I like it quite a bit as well. I agree with you.
Ultra's on the way for IdrA. He's going to Ultralisk it all over the map, but I don't know, man. I mean, it's tough to do on 3 bases. 3-base Ultra Ling Infestor is hard to kind of sustain. You can see he's going to try to take a 4th there.
Yes.
But
yeah, we'll see if he can hold on to that for a while. Nice job cleaning up creep tumors there by Illusion. And IdrA actually with a pack of Overlords dropping down creep on the left-hand side. Again, he does have very, very good vision, control of the map, but that's going to result in a few lost Overlords there, 2 of them falling. The rest are trying to chug away now.
Yep. Looks like IdrA's going to be able to save pretty much the rest of them. Does lose one more, but
it's a good delay from IdrA as well. He waited until 5 or 6 of the Marines were down, so Illusion would hopefully commit and draw his attention away. Let's see here now. Illusion does have a Planetary Fortress drop down into the middle. It's going to make that pretty hard to assault, especially with Ultras and no threat of Broodlords for a while.
Yeah, I mean, this is kind of the problem that you face as Zerg in this situation, is it's just really difficult to engage Terran at this point.
Yeah.
Especially with Ultralisks. I mean, it may seem like a wider map, but in reality, I mean, it's pretty easy for Terran to cover the running lanes here.
Yeah.
It's nice to snipe off these drops, though.
Yeah, he has not taken a lot of damage from drops at all. I mean, and that's really what's, because Illusion had pulled a pretty big lead at the beginning of the game with those Cloaked Banshees, but not taking any damage from drops has been nice. IdrA canceling that base on the left-hand side. Of course, he has gone to his 4th, but his opponent is already well saturated on his own 4th.
Yep. These Lings not going to be able to do a whole lot, and those Lings not either. Really turtly style by Illusion here right now. I mean, he's playing this so safe. I feel like I'm watching Thorzane here with the amount of ghosts that are coming out right now. With how safe he's playing. Pretty good. Pretty good stuff. And that is a big drop too, man. That's not very Thorzane-like.
No, that is very aggressive. And we're going to see if IdrA can put a stop to that. And it looks like he has a few Spore Crawlers and a couple of Lings to hope defend for a little while. He's going to push in, though, with a lot of Infestors and Ultras on the left-hand side. And he GG's!
Yep.
That's it! And Illusion has won the game. No big engagement, and OGS has gone up 2-0 in the set.